Hey everyone, before this video gets started, if you're an Uber driver, a Lyft driver, really any major gig economy worker, and you want to get paid for benefits, sick time, and a whole bunch of other stuff, then click the link below to sign up for Cover. Cover is an incredible service that's basically being the missing link for Uber drivers and Lyft drivers that we've been looking for a super long time. If you get into an accident, or you get hospitalized, God forbid, or just you need a sick day, Cover will actually replace 80% of that income. So click the link down below and get 30 days free on us right now. Now let's get started on this video. What's up everybody, and welcome to another episode of the Rideshare Hub. My name is Greg. What I'm doing for you guys today is I'm showing you guys a full-time week of Lyft earnings, Lyft Express earnings to be specific. This was a huge week, one of my heavier week hours wise, and I wanted to give you guys some info on the rental rewards program with Lyft, as well as give you a good idea of just how much money you could be making if you ever were in a bind and you needed to do it. For me, it was kind of a good place. My car was in the shop for about a month, and so for a month I was just grinding out the Lyft Express drive, and I think it's also a great way to just even get familiar with Lyft. So maybe if you're new, this is a great way to sign up and get started. Maybe you didn't even know you could do this. And I look at it as try it out for like 2 weeks on the rental program, and then imagine it's a little bit better than that if you're not renting a car. So maybe for those of you that are looking into Uber and Lyft, this can be a good way for you to try it out and see if it's a good fit. But let's jump right into this. So I'm going to start, here's a screenshot of Monday. So Monday I did $110, 8 of that was in tips. Pretty simple day, very bare minimum working, 6 hours, just grinding it out to get to $100. So a little bit slower. I like to try and make 20 an hour, and if that's not there, I get a little bit frustrated. Let's see. So Tuesday then I did 188. So pretty good for a Tuesday. I think the more impressive thing is $35 in tips for one day, especially being a Tuesday. I feel like most people don't really tip that well on weekdays. And then I got $5 in cancellation earnings. I love those little cancellation earnings. If you're not literally like out your door when my clock strikes 5 minutes, like I am gone. I will take your $5. My thing is, there's no excuse. You know, I know a lot of drivers that wait. This is a random rabbit trail, but I do feel like this needs to be said. I know a lot of drivers that will wait, and when I was a younger driver, I remember sometimes waiting 15 minutes. The reality is, you don't know who's going to be taking advantage of you. Some people might take an extra minute, but if you think like that, you're going to end up waiting like 10, 20 minutes for some people and throwing off your day. My thing is, you ordered the Lyft, you ordered the Uber. Not only is it sending you notifications when I'm close and when I've arrived and when I'm a minute or 1 or 2 minutes away, like you should just be looking, you know? And so I don't play around with those. Like if people aren't out there as soon as it hits 5 minutes, I will cancel. I have only done this once, but I one time canceled on someone as they were like walking out of their house, but I was just ticked, and I think it was like close to a bar rush, and I was like, listen, I'm not about to waste my time waiting for you to do whatever you're doing. So that's a little piece of advice is don't wait too long for people. It's one thing if it's going to be a really good ride, like a 40-minute ride, and you call them and they're like, can you just wait 2 minutes? Well, obviously you're going to do that. But especially if you have like Uber Gold Rewards or something that shows you where the ride's going, like cancel if it's going 2 minutes away and you've already waited the time you need to wait. You know, no reason not to. All right. So Wednesday, let's see, we did about 152, $20 in tips and a $5 cancellation fee on that day too. Just so you guys know, these days I was working night shift. I'm a really big fan of night shift if my body can make it happen, because it is such easy driving. So I was just driving all through the night, and then I would usually stop at like anywhere from 4 to 6:30 a.m. depending on the day and how I felt. But I wanted to just get that initial morning rush. And the night is weirdly, it's steady enough that you can do decent being out there. At the time, the only bummer about Lyft Express Drive is I could only run Lyft and not Uber. So obviously I was going to take a hit there, you know, but even for Lyft, it was relatively steady at night, and I almost thought better than driving during the day. So if you're one of those people that you're like anti-Uber and you only do Lyft, like night shift is probably the thing for you to consider, because majority of the drivers are asleep, you know, and I made good money doing it at night. All right, Thursday, a little bit of a chill day. I was probably just getting ready for the weekend more than anything. $90, 10 in tips, you know, I mean, not bad for a quick shift. But let's just move right along. Friday is where things get a little spicy. $267, $25 in tips. Now this is what annoys me. So then if you'll notice at the bottom, the rental rewards says $60, okay? So the one thing that always bothered me about their program is at the beginning of the week, I was paying, you'll see it on the first screen when I put it up there, I was paying $219 for the car, insurance, and maintenance. The one thing they try to do to make it worthwhile is your insurance is included with the rental car, as well as any maintenance through, for me it was Pep Boys. It might be different in each state. But so anytime I had any kind of issue with the car, air in the tires, oil change, I could go to any Pep Boys and they would do the maintenance for it for free. So that was pretty nice. It still didn't outweigh the cost, but so basically I was paying $219 for the car, and then I think when it was all said and done, it was more like $260 with like taxes and whatever other crap they had involved in it. And but then they allowed you to make it back. So basically, if you gave 110 rides in a week, you'd hit so your first bonus was at 75 rides, and that would be for $60. And the second one was for 55. And so I think total you could save like 115. And with, like I said, with all the taxes and everything, when it's all said and done, you replace paying more like 140, maybe a little bit less. Maybe it was more like 115 a month as opposed to 219. So it was nice. And to be honest, that's not a bad deal, because I think most people, especially Uber drivers, if you added up what your insurance, and let's say you're financing your car, so your insurance, your car payment, and we'll just say your maintenance for the month, if you added that up, I guarantee you it would be probably more expensive than if you were hitting the reward every week, and let's say you paid $115 a week for all of that. You know, you're at $230, $345, $460. $460 a month for car insurance, a car, and maintenance for a month is a good deal. Obviously, you'd have to add up that maintenance from like 3 to 6 months, because I don't think I even go to the shop once a month. But so to put it in perspective, like I at one point had a car payment alone that was, you know, close to $300 a month. And, you know, actually at one point, like $350. So you're thinking there was one point where I was paying for a car $350 a month. And the cars are nice. Like I drove a really nice Kia Soul for a while. It was brand new. It was like a 2018. No miles on it. I had, a Chevy Malibu. I really didn't like the Malibu at all, but it was a newer car. It had good features. So you're not getting junkers, right? So all that being said, the numbers aren't really accurate for Friday's data. So we have 267, 25 in tips, but 60 of that is from the rental rewards, and that's basically just money I paid earlier in the week. So I always thought it was kind of dumb that they show that in your earnings, like, oh, look at this big bonus you made. And I'm like, no, I paid you. That's literally my money. You're just giving it back to me. Moving right along, Saturday, same scenario. Obviously, $330 looks monstrous. 41 in tips, $10 in cancel fees, and then $55 in rental rewards. Now, you got to think, I obviously still did pretty good that Saturday. I mean, I probably did more like 270 something, 280 something before the rewards were entered into the earnings. Let's see. And then Sunday, 85 bucks, 14 bucks in tips. You know, nothing really to see for Sunday, but I do want to say Saturday I did 41 bucks in tips. That's not bad. I like that. I mean, a day where you can make that much in tips is a good little extra earnings. So now let's look at the overall week. 132 rides, $900, and 71 hours of online time. Now, a lot of those hours, I was probably waiting for rides. But let's be honest, like, I was still out here. It's not like I was sitting in my apartment enjoying my life or playing video games, you know, doing something I love. I was still out here. So, 71 freaking hours. Now, one thing to keep in mind is I only needed to give 110 rides. So, we could minus 22 rides. Let's say hypothetically, on average, you give 2 rides per hour. So let's say hypothetically, we removed those 22 rides, and we removed 11 hours. So I could have done it in probably 60 hours. But that's how crazy this program is like to hit all the bonuses and get 110 rides. That, I don't know if I mentioned that earlier. That's what you need for every bonus is to make 100. You have to do 110 rides in a week. So that would have taken me roughly 60 hours, give or take, obviously. That is intense. That's a lot of work. And that's why, like, I tell people, like, if you're going to do this program, it needs to be a transitional thing where for a few weeks, like, you can grind it out. Or you got to be okay with paying $220 to, let's say you only hit the first bonus for 75. So basically, you know, you could get it down to like 100 plus a month. Like, let's say you only hit one bonus. Then it's a little more doable. My thing was, I'm going to try and hit every bonus I can if I can. So during that time, I had the time, but the honest truth of these hours is doing the express program, like, you guys can do the math in your head just by looking at that. That's not worth your time. That is not the best money. And a lot of this is because you do make a lower rate when you're renting. You don't get paid as much per mile. So hypothetically, like, this could literally be like an $1,100 or $1,200 week. I doubt it would be that high. I would say realistically, it's maybe 1,050, maybe 1,100 is what it could have been if these hours had all been normal rides, right? But that's what I'm gonna do for you guys today. I'm gonna hold off on extending or rabbit trailing this video anymore because I've already done it like 6 times. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. Be sure to like and subscribe. I've got a lot more content coming out soon. And I will talk to you guys soon.